Hi, everybody. I'm Kate Pollan, a coach, a writer, and a deeply curious human, and this is Hello Void. This series is a collection of unscripted conversations at the intersection of psyche and uncertainty in 2025. I'm sitting down with entrepreneurs, coaches, creatives, healers, thinkers, feelers, really anybody who wants to explore what it actually means to be human right now, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. All of this at a time when the world feels increasingly chaotic, contradictory, and wired for overwhelm. So I'm talking to people about how they're making sense of their inner worlds, how they're learning to live alongside emotional pain and uncertainty, and what they've noticed in the people that they work with too. Because being human, it's not a solo experience. It's relational. It's bittersweet. It's joy and grief, expansion and fear, doubt and wonder, all of this sitting side by side. So today I'm talking with Laura Shepard, a leadership and transitions coach. And Laura, to start us off, tell me about you and why you said yes to having this conversation today.
Hey, Kate, thank you so much. I appreciate what you're doing here. And I said yes to having this conversation because as a coach, I am fascinated by how we shape our worlds. And through becoming a coach and coaching clients, it's the biggest, self development program you can do. And I've
Absolutely.
learned, yeah, and I've learned within myself how I see the world and how it served me in the past, but it doesn't serve me moving forward, and how I can make shifts and change. And so I love talking about that, and I love trying to help other people see that I believe there's so many ways to live your life, and our current environment, our current world, at least in North America, says we should do this. And I'm like, that's one way, but there's so many other ways. And helping people get to see that they can choose.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's easy, doesn't mean lots of crap's going to go along. There's ups and downs and roller coasters, and there's no unicorns out there. But I just love sharing and talking about this. And you're an amazing coach, Kate. And I wanted to have the conversation. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, you kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'd love to know, like, how has your understanding of what it means to be human changed in the past few years, emotionally, spiritually, or otherwise?
Oh, great question. Um, it's changed significantly in little ways, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Lot of little ways that have caused a significant shift. And the biggest way is connecting to who I am, as my connecting my head to my heart and understanding who I am in alignment and how I show up as a human being and in this world. That's all my choice, and I take what I'm given and I get to choose how to use it. And before, I was like the high achiever, corporate, doing the
Yeah.
thing, thought all the things, was outwardly successful, but was missing something. And so my shift in how to be human is how to be more me. Does
Oh,
that make
that's
sense?
beautiful. Yes, I love that. I think that getting in touch with like the authenticity of who we are helps get the mind and body in alignment, like get all of you on board so there's not as much self-sabotage.
Yeah. Ooh, self-sabotage. I'm good at
Yeah,
that.
who amongst us is not great at that?
Well, and what's awesome with alignment is, and again, it's a never, the other thing that I love and incredibly and am also incredibly frustrated with is I'm like, okay, I got this. I'm learning. I know I'm in alignment. And then I get out and I'm like, I've learned this before. I'm like, oh, I need to go.
Reminder.
It's a never ending practice, which is beautiful and powerful because it means we get to live and be human and continue the journey. So
Absolutely.
that's the good thing. The frustrating thing is, haven't I figured this out yet?
I think one of the biggest shifts for me has been realizing that this isn't an in destination, right? Like it's not like the point is to get to this one place and that we are never going to struggle again. We're never going to have to learn the same lessons again. The point is more to go through these cycles and to kind of, I guess, in a way, welcome the reminder of the new lesson that's coming through. If we can shift our perspective enough to say, okay, I know that I've learned this before, and there's something here that I need to learn from again, and I get to grow however it's going to shape itself up. At least that's how I've been starting to view it lately.
So true. And what I love, and I said the same thing, I've learned this lesson before, right? And what
Yes.
I've also come to understand though is I have learned it and we have grown and it's now coming up again and it's a little bit different.
Oh,
We're at a
absolutely.
different level where it's like to me I like the spiral staircase kind of
Hmm.
thing. It's kind of like as you go up the staircase, you're coming around back on yourself, but at a higher level,
Yeah. So it's like a
right?
circle, but it is actually like
It's growing.
moving. Yes.
It's growing. It's moving. And it's like, I've been here before, but oh, wait, I'm on a higher level now. And now I can look at the lesson for what else I can
Yeah.
learn from the same lesson, right? Because I know the learning continues, but it's like it's showing you, it's like, okay, you can go deeper here. And
Yeah.
it's like,
The
all right,
healing continues.
yes,
Yeah.
100%. Beautiful.
Absolutely. So you may feel, you can tell me if this is something you feel like you've already answered, but is there an idea or belief about emotional well-being that you used to hold and no longer do?
Mm, emotional well-being. Whew, that's a big one for me. Yeah, I used to I used to believe that it's emotions that is the trigger for me. So I am a very empathetic and emotional person.
Same.
And I grew up being told to suppress it
Yeah.
because I
Don't
was
cry.
too much. I
Hmm.
was too much. Don't cry. I'm too much. Don't be so big. Don't be whatever. And so I put walls around myself and tried to suppress. And so when how that relates to my emotional well-being is that it was like I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was living my life. And yet suppressing all of these emotions was not productive because I am emotional. Every once in a while, I'd like explode.
Yep.
It's like, oh, they got to come out some way, right? And
Yep.
so emotional well-being is so fundamental to who we are. It's not just it's the physical, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional. I think they all play a role and we need to work on all of them getting in alignment. And so my the shift for me is that it's one part of me and I'm trying to integrate the different parts. Not I'm trying to live whole life and
Yeah.
see how each of those parts play a role, and the emotional has been such a big thing in my life. Like I mean I got shingles because I was under stress for a period of 2 years and I
The body
suppressed
keeps the
everything.
score.
And
Yep.
so it came out in disease, right?
Mhm.
And it's like, and that was a trigger point to say, whoa,
Yeah.
okay, what am I doing here? And so emotional well-being is one part of that physical, mental,
Hmm.
spiritual part. And but I think for me personally, it's a massive part. So I've shifted very much into acceptance of who
Yeah.
I am, and trying to choose how I use my emotions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that is something that I talk about a lot, just me personally in my conversations and everything. Like if I were to say what an idea or belief about emotional well-being I used to hold, it was the idea that there were good emotions and there were bad emotions.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
so for me, now it's becoming all emotions have their place, they serve their purpose. And how can I let myself feel them so that then I can process and learn from them, as opposed to intellectualizing my emotions, which was a big thing for me.
That's powerful. I love that because it's true. There is no good and bad. There's no right and wrong.
Mm-mm.
It's like our emotions are there for a purpose,
Yeah.
and it's not about like suppressing for me or intellectualizing for you. It's not about that. It's
No.
about what's it telling us so that we can choose, right?
Yes.
And the human life is powerful emotions. We want to experience joy.
Yes.
Wouldn't understand what joy is if we didn't have some pain, right? And it's like,
Absolutely.
right? And it's not about getting rid of emotions. It's about hopefully getting more of them on the I know that we just said no good or bad, but more of them on the the anabolic energy side, right? The
Yes.
side
Positive
of
impact.
joy, of
Yes.
positivity impact. But
Yeah.
to your point, like sometimes like anger serves a great purpose. It gets our butt in gear to change and do something. It's to me when what triggered when you said that, it's like, but we don't want to live in those
No,
emotions.
we don't. Mm-mm.
We want to just use them for what they
Experience them,
are
let them go.
and let them go and move
Yep.
through versus suppress or intellectualize.
Yes. And the part that I'm also thinking about is like we all have these emotions. And when we can gain that moment of awareness to pause and be like, okay, what's going on? That's when we can choose to act in accordance to our values as opposed to reacting from the emotion that we're having.
Oh, where very well said. Very well said. And it all begins with awareness, right? We,
And
we have to
the
be
first
aware
step
first.
in everything. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
aware. And it's like, okay, I see that. And it's like this is where like the one thing I've learned as well is our triggers are transformation.
Hmm.
And to me, most of the triggers bring an emotional reaction.
Absolutely.
And
As
that's
they
what I,
should.
yeah. And I'm kind of like, and then when I find myself resisting and fighting against, that's when I start going, oh, okay, that just happened. Okay, I'm resisting. Now, what do I need to look at so that I
Yeah.
can go through it versus, put it in a box and
Yeah.
set it over here? Now, sometimes I have to put it in a box and set it over here so that I can process later.
Come back to it. Yeah.
But we each have, as humans, we each have our own way of managing that, but it's awareness to
It
start
is
with.
because it can become kind of an unconscious habit that we just do because it's a form of protection for ourselves. And so I have a tendency to resist emotions. It's something that I have recently realized. And now I'm getting better at going, oh, I'm starting to resist this. Like before, I just did it. I didn't know that I was doing it. It was an automatic habit. And now I'm more aware of it. So now I can start to be like, okay, I don't like this. I don't like this at all, but I can accept that this is my reality at this moment in time and
I
helps
love
me
that at
let
this,
go.
yeah, at this moment in time. And it's so hard to just let go.
It
It's
is
like
so hard.
everyone's like, just let it go. Just let it like roll off your
Cool.
back. Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Well,
It's
how do you personally make space for like pain or uncertainty or any of this when it shows up for you?
ooh, good question. My first reaction is still to not do it, not make space.
I love it. I
Uh,
mean, I'm all here for the honest answers. I love it.
It is. My first react is to avoid and not make sick and not look at it. It
Yeah.
truly is because it's hard. Um, and then it's that when for me when I notice that resistance, it's like, okay, I need to breathe. And breathing and getting in my body is what I do to make space. And that and also physical, like go out for a walk.
Yep.
I love being outdoors, nature, seeing things and not with any earphones in or anything. I take my camera and I like walk and I look at the world around me and that helps me work through pain and uncertainty
Trying to see
because
things in a new way, really.
yeah, it is. It is. In my photography, I like to take I like nature. I like people, but I like nature shots because I take a look at it from all different angles. And it's like, because it's all the different perspectives that a flower has or a tree has or whatever has in it's like, and or a rock. It's like, look at it, this side of it and this side of it. Different things come out. So
Yeah.
to me, that's how I make space because I need to get out and be physical and move and then start seeing things that aren't related to whatever's caused the pain, but it helps me get to a space where then I can, okay, now I can look at it. If that,
Yeah.
does that help? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I heard recently on another podcast that I was listening to about how they're working to help their children feel the pain when the pain comes up so that they can then go on and feel other emotions. And to me, that's kind of what I hear in what you're speaking. Like you get yourself to the point where you can actually handle the pain, and then
Yes,
you get to yourself to a point where you can process it and move on to experience other things.
absolutely. Absolutely. And that has been one of the biggest shifts for me is actually processing the pain in a real way, uncertainty, pain, whatever that is, processing it versus thinking I'm at, because I'm intellectual as well. It's like it's in my head. I know what I need to do. It's like in the blah 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 blah. My
It's
brain
this
goes
thing
like
I
that.
need to solve. I'll solve
And
it.
I need to problem solve here, and I need to like figure
Yes.
this out, and I need to fix it. And it's like, and now my shift is okay. I still go there, and I go, wait, what do I need from this to go through it? I know I've said that a few times, but it's for me
But
that's a big trigger
the only way out is through.
going through it instead of suppressing it. So
Trying to go
it's
around it or ignore it or yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's taking the hard look and it's like it's not fun. It's
It
not
is not
fun.
fun. It is not fun in
And
the moment at all.
no, and it's not fun. And I have grown in leaps and bounds because of the process of
Yes.
working through this. And I am so much more in alignment with who I am because I'm looking at the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And I am living so much more fully in me and accepting of all of my own human
Yeah.
idiosyncrasies, which I have a few.
I, I just, one of my missions in life, I think, is to help people understand that they're human and that's okay. And
Yeah.
that we don't need to shame and blame ourselves for these things that are human.
Yes.
Just part of our experience.
And be who you need to be for
Mhm.
you and
Yeah,
not for others, right? That's the like, I've
absolutely.
spent so much of my life trying to be something for other people. It's like, no, I am. If someone's like annoyed that I'm being boisterous and loud in a moment, which I've had people like, calm it down. It's like, no, that doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah,
That's my human response to what's going on. And if you don't like it, I'm okay with it.
yeah, it was genuine in the moment and
Yeah. Yeah, it's genuine in the moment, and it's like people are like, "Ooh," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
yes.
You learn, you learn who supports you and who's okay, and you, yeah.
And you learn
Sorry,
how to support yourself.
yeah, you learn how to support yourself, and you learn that you don't have to show up. You have to show up for yourself first,
Yes.
and then the people will could change around you, and that's okay.
Yeah. Develop like a sense of self-trust almost so that the uncertainty of how others will respond doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, I like that self-trust. That's powerful because
What I
it's
call the
true.
antidote to uncertainty.
Yeah, self-trust. It's
Yep.
like life is uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. All we know is what's happening right now in front of us. And it
Yeah.
sucks to hear,
It
but it's
and like our brains, our anxiety, the way that we humans are made says that we are going to try to protect ourselves. And so anxiety says, okay, I'm nervous about this presentation that I have to give tomorrow. And what if my computer dies? So I'm gonna make sure I have this backup computer and like I'm gonna have a backup to the backup and I'm gonna drive myself crazy thinking about all the things that could possibly happen so that I can make sure to, keep it from happening. And another way to do kind of that same thing is saying, you know what? I've done my best. I have my presentation backed up on my phone if all else fails, and I trust myself to figure out in the moment whatever I'll need to figure out.
oh, that's powerful. Because we do need to plan and prep, but
Yes.
we all over plan and over prep and
Hmm.
not trust ourselves in the moment. And there's always going to be something new. And it's kind of like, oh, this happened. Cool.
Yeah. But you're never
All
going to be
right,
able
here
to
we go.
predict everything. So drive yourself
Sometimes the unexpected is exactly what we need.
a happy accident, as Bob Ross would
Happy.
call
Oh, I like that happy accident.
whenever Bob Ross was like painting the trees, like when something would mess up, he'd be like, "Oh, happy accident. Now I'm gonna work with it." And I
Exactly, but
adopted
that's it. It's
that.
like what's in front of us and how do we want to work with it, right?
Yeah.
And you already have a plan and an idea, but it's a to me, I think of it as what's the structure and the frameworks
Mhm.
and the ideas, and then what's in front of you and how do you want to take what you're trying to communicate and work with what's in front of you, but by not being too rigid with I have to say XYZ or I
Yes.
you know, presentation or it has to be in this order, whatever.
If I
It's
don't
like,
say it in these exact words, it's a failure.
yeah, it's
Mm.
the ideas and it's the concepts and work with what's in front of you through frameworks. And you got to know your stuff in a presentation type of stuff. Like you
Oh
still
yeah,
got, you're not winging it. You're not winging it. But if we're too rigid, then it can backfire on us. So being
absolutely.
open to the happy accidents are really cool.
There's a quote that I really like by Eckhart Tolle that is, whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. It's on my
Ooh, that's
own background.
powerful.
Yes, I like it
I'm
a
gonna
lot.
I'm gonna take that one. That's powerful. Thank you.
It
Work
helps
with
me when I think of it like, what can I do about this moment? How can I work with it? If I had chosen this moment, what would I want out of it, kind of thing. It's
what
not
I
always
love
easy,
it.
and it does help shift.
Well, it shifts, and it also, to me, to build on that, what I love is what are the possibilities?
Exactly.
Okay, here it is. What are all the possibilities that are in front of me here? Right? This is
Options
the
do I
moment.
actually
What are the
have?
possibilities?
Hmm.
Say that again. Sorry.
That's okay. Just what options do I actually have?
Yeah. What options do I have? And thinking about options and possibilities, all the good and all the bad. It doesn't matter, all of them, and
Yeah.
then choose.
A path forward, not just focusing on the obstacles that are in the way,
Oh,
essentially.
nice. Nice. I love that. It's the path is the way, right? It's like when
Yes,
you look, I'm a skier and it's kind of like I love skiing in the glades and it's kind of like the tree skiing, right? And everyone's like,
exactly.
"Oh, how can you ski in the trees?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't look at the trees, I look for the snow."
Yep,
And
I
it's
look for
like,
the
and then
trail.
I go where I go where I look for where the snow is, not the trees. If I look at the trees, I'm gonna hit a tree.
Exactly. I learned that. I heard that a couple weeks ago from a Simon Sinek video, and I'm not a skier, but that analogy was just like, oh my God, that's such a good analogy for it. And it's with the uncertainty that I have been facing in my life right now, that's part of what I have been doing. Like, okay, yes, there are obstacles. Let's focus on the path. Let's focus on where we want to go and
Yeah, because
see
the
what's ahead.
obstacles are there to support you.
Yeah. Obstacles are going to be there no matter what. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, Laura, you have brought something for people who are listening. You want to tell us about what opportunity people have?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me do that. I would love if anybody's interested and resonated with our conversation and how I present is I have offering a free 45-minute clarity call. I'd like to help people get started on what they truly want, some clarity around where they want to go. And it's a free 45-minute call, and I'd be happy for anyone to take me up on that.
Beautiful. I will make sure the link for that goes in our show notes. And
Thank you.
how else can people reach you if they want to hear more about you, learn more about
My
you?
link, thank you. My LinkedIn is my best, the main platform that I use. I do have a website, but my LinkedIn is the best platform to get me, and all my contact info and the booking call is there as well. But I know you'll put the link separately in.
Yep.
And email Laura at nnwcoaching.com. But yeah, anyway, book a call, get the link, and we can go from there.
And you never know what you'll learn about yourself from that call. So
Yes.
it's a fun way, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Well, is there one last thing that you would like to say to people who are listening? If you were to leave them with
Um, Thank you. I would just like to say that number one, Kate, I love you doing this. I think it's
something?
fabulous exploring humans and uncertainty in these times that we live in. And the one thing I'd like to say is it's truly trust yourself. It's a hard thing to do, but it's lean into who you are and who you want to be and things will happen in a way that you don't expect.
You never know.
And it's trying to be authentically you and clear on what you truly want and desire. um it's the start of the journey.
Absolutely. That is beautiful. Well, for those who are listening, if you want to connect with me or find out more about my coaching services, you can find me at followthedopamine.life, on Instagram at followthedopamine.life, and over on Substack at also Follow the Dopamine. So, if this conversation sparked something in you and you want to explore what it means to be human with me in all of its bittersweet mess and beauty, I'd love to hear from you. And otherwise, until next time, Laura, thank you so much for being here and for talking with me. And for everybody else, well, you as well, Laura. Everybody, thank you for being you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Bye, everybody.